Hello, my name is Benjamin Moody, and this is my year-end Tableau report for the capstone simulation. This report was created for GEB 4890, Strategic Management and Decision Making. The data that was used to compile this report was imported directly from the Capstone Courier, and the data reflects the performance of all teams in several business areas across all rounds. The first sheet that we will examine is company sales by round. To begin with, we will examine Team Andrews and their performance by round. Our performance was not stellar. As you can see, at the beginning, our sales were good, and towards the middle began to slump. We believe this was caused by a miscommunication amongst members of our team, where there was not a thorough vetting of who would actually submit the changes, and as a result, the changes were not submitted, and our performance reflects this as our sales dipped towards the middle, and as time went on, we were able to pivot, which allowed us to regain some sales and impacted our performance compared to every other team within the simulation. The next sheet we will examine is companies and their profits. As you can see at the beginning of the simulation, our profits and our cumulative profits were positive, as at the beginning of the simulation, all products were so similar that there were not very many differentiating factors amongst the products, and sales were easier to come by. But as time went on, our profits dipped as our sales did, and in the middle, we reached a boiling point where our profits began to tumble tremendously. But we were able to right the ship and ended up the simulation profitable. The next sheet we will examine is companies' average sales. And in this sheet, we can view average sales by round. And our sales were relatively consistent. In the beginning, they trended upwards, but towards the middle of the simulation began to dip, and we were able to institute some changes which allowed our sales to rebound and bring up our average sales. The next sheet we will examine is companies' profits compared to SGA over sales. As you can see, our profits were heavily correlated with our SGA and sales. In the beginning, when we managed to keep our SGA and sales expenses low, we posted profits, and in an effort to remedy the previous errors where we failed to rearrange our products, we increased our SG&A sales, which only served to dig a deeper hole for our team. And to remedy this, we decided to slash our SGA budget, which contributed to us returning to profitability, as can be seen in rounds 5 and 6. The final sheet we will examine is companies and their asset turnover rate by round. As you can see in the beginning, all teams were relatively similar in their performance, but as time went on, Team Andrews' asset turnover began to tumble as we were not utilizing capacity effectively, and were continuing to invest into productive capacity that our team did not need. And as a result, our asset turnover ratio began to tumble, but we were able to pivot during the simulation around rounds 5 and 6, where we sold off excess capacity that was used to finance more fruitful endeavors, which managed to turn around our asset turnover ratio, and allowed us to come ahead with a decent asset turnover ratio performance for the simulation. This was my end of year Tableau report. Thank you.